Hello friends, I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Crafting with Pat and More. In this video, I am not just doing what I generally do, which is hashtag buddy crafting with my good friend Janita. We're going to add on 2 more because we are crafting and I am so far behind, 1 video will do. Quiet's in town and I've been trying to spend some time with him because he's been out of the country for a little bit, but he's back home now and only for a week. So I'm trying to spend a little time with him while he's home. That's why you haven't been seeing me that much in the comments. I've been reading and I've been putting a like so you know that I've read your comments. I just haven't come around and watched a lot of videos yet, but I will be catching up. Until then, yeah, sorry. And I will do better. Well, friends, like I said before, we're doing 3 open collaborations today. I'm going to do hashtag buddy crafting with my good friend Janita. And then I'm going to show you some cards I made, and that is hashtag deck the year, and that's hosted by Penny's Crafty Creations. And then I'm going to do, checking my notes, make for sure I get it right. Hashtag Art Journal Prompt 2526, and that's hosted by Sarcastically 60 something. That was kind of a tongue-tied. That was kind of a tongue twister for me. Well, friends, I've been doing some buddy crafting with my good friend Janita. We have been doing some seasonal prompts. I finished up my Valentine's Day crafting and we saw the display last week, and I showed you some fabric that I decided not to use to do what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use I'm making a quilt. Some of my squares are going to just be a solid white block and the others are going to have color. Now these are fat quarters that I already had. So I already had this. This is the only one that I'm using out of the package that we have. I already had this, and I already had this. And I have lots of white fabric around, and we're just going to make some squares, and then hopefully I'll be able to get them together, and then we'll talk about my quilts. So that takes care of hashtag buddy crafting with Janita. I've been doing some paper crafting as well, and that is what we're going to start now. I have been doing hashtag deck the hall. That's hosted by Penny's Crafty Creations. Oh, that's not the right thing. Here we go. I'm putting those in here. And I've discovered something. When you put these things in, there's nothing to hold them from the bottom so they don't slip out. So I'll have to figure out a way to remedy that. But anyway, this week I said I was going to try my new stickles. And you won't believe what happened. I had an envelope come in the mail. Luckily, I got 2. I don't know if you'll be able to see this design, but I kind of fell in love with it. Yeah. And so I got out my stickles and what kind of glitter paper? I don't know where my glitter paper went, but I decorated 2 cards using that paper. This is a rose. It's off of another piece of mail. The rose is off of another piece of mail. And there's what I did with that. This is a little layered. I put on glitter paper and then the little circle from the envelope, and then the rose is from another little envelope. And then I did this one. This is the paper without the stickles on it. And this is a rose with the stickles. Then I put a little stickles here on the edge, on the border of the little rose trim. And this paper, it is from, I think it's called Vintage Rose. Yeah. Well, that will take care of those, and they will go back, or they will be put in the journal. And hopefully, you know, being put in there, I wonder if the stickles are going to rub off. So we'll be experimenting with that. And then the last open collaboration we're going to do is hashtag Art Journal Prompt 2526. And I use this book for that. And to see this properly, we are going to have to turn the camera around so you can take a good look at what I did today. Here's the journal we've been using to put our work in. This week I did shadow. And I know a lot of people have been drawing things that have shadow. I don't know if any of you remember the old show, The Shadow. And there's his shadow. And then there's another movie, Shadow Man. So that's my Shadow Man. Had fun drawing those. And then here's Sketch a Person. Didn't say sketch anybody I knew because I'm not that talented. But here's my Sketch a Person. And I want to show you right quick how we used to teach the kids how to draw people. Most kids, when you tell them to draw a person, they draw a stick figure. They draw like a lollipop. And then they put a leg and a foot. A leg and a foot. Then they come here and they put some hands with some little things. And that is generally what you see. What we would tell them, now you need to just put some clothes on your person because they don't have anything on. Once you start putting clothes on, like if I put a shirt, doesn't have to be a fancy shirt, just a little shirt. You get kind of colored in. Then little pants. Colored in. You have a person that's got some clothes on, and generally, yeah, we all do hair. There we go. And when we tell them that to draw a girl, if you make this into a triangle, that's a nice little dress. So friends, that's all I have for today. I want to thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I want to thank the host of these 3 very fun open collaborations. I'll be putting all of their information in the description box, so be for sure you check them out. So thank you very much for stopping by, and that's all I have for today. So it's time for me to say bye. So bye-bye, friends. Bye. You have a good day.